Hello, and I bid you all good day again. Back. I think I was talking about my little brother's death, but I surpassed some of the stuff that I should have said. Um, in Puerto Rico, my grandmother and her side of the family, my grandfather was black Puerto Rican. My grandmother on my mom's side was a my grandfather was a black Puerto Rican on my mom's side, and also her mom was a light skinned Puerto Rican. And then on my dad's side, both of his family, his mom and dad were both light skinned Puerto Ricans. So the black comes from my mom's side, from my grandfather, my mom's dad. Um, my mom's side of the family was the type that they would spank the children if they did something wrong. My dad's side of the family was the type of family that would not spank the children. They would take toys away, and that's how they would punish their kids. Well, so then my mom and my dad had a conflict on raising kids on the spanking issue because she would spank us and he would not. And my mom's my dad's mom did not like that my mom would spank me when I would go outside and I was dressed up to go somewhere that we had to go somewhere important, and I would go outside and get dirty. So she would spank me because I wasn't supposed to go outside, and I would sneak out because I knew how to open doors and lights, and I would like listen to adult conversations, and I wasn't supposed to. I was kind of a little badass sometimes. Um, so anyways, my mom would spank me for when I got dirty, and grandma didn't like it, and she would tell my dad, and then my dad and my mom would get in an argument, and I think that was mainly the main reason for what my dad did later. That I explained a little bit of. But anyways, yeah, that's well. There's more about Puerto Rico, but um, the majority of the story happened in the United States. So let's go back to. I went we went from Puerto Rico to United States, and went to San Jose, California, and we lived at my grandmother's sister's house for a while. And we had in our family in Puerto Rico we have all kinds of cousins and stuff, and so we have uh, from the darkest to the lightest. Blacks, light skinned blacks, dark skinned blacks, medium skinned blacks. Like strawberry kids, where the hair was strawberry and skin was white, little freckles. Light skinned kids, variety basically. So, you know, everybody. We didn't care. Color didn't matter. Um, so when I came to California, oh, when I came to California, oh, sorry, when I came to California and we were in San Jose, we were at my aunt's house, and the difference between my aunt's kids and everyone else's kids is that my aunt's kids had one eye straight and one eye went to the side, which is what people call cockeyed. And I asked my mom, "Hey, how am I supposed to look at him? What do I do?" And she goes, "Just look at him at their nose or their mouth, and don't try to look at their eyes because they might get offended." I said, "Okay." So, and she says, "And don't ever make fun of them because one of your kids will come out that way." So I said, "Okay." And then we lived with them for a few months, and then my mom got enough money from working to get us an apartment, and we moved to an apartment, I think in downtown San Jose somewhere. And we were in downtown San Jose for a while, and that's where I used to watch this old man sitting at the bus stop all the time, smoking cigars. And one time after he left his cigar smoking on the floor, I picked it up and I started smoking. I was a little kid. I was like 7, 8 years old. I didn't know any better. I just wanted to see what the how he made the smoke and what he did. So I grabbed the cigarette, and I puffed on it, and I fucking choked like hell because it was nasty. And then I threw it down, and I was like, okay, maybe this is too big for me. So then later on, I found a cigarette on the floor, and I picked that up, and I tried to light that, and I puffed a few times, and I got coughed like an idiot, and I threw it away. So I stopped smoking. I smoked for a little bit, like a few times, and then I stopped doing that, and I went back to being normal again. And then From downtown San Jose, I think we went to east side San Jose, over by Capitol by Capitol and Tilly, and these condos that were behind there, behind the Chuck E. Cheese. There's some condos, and so we lived in there for a while, um, and that's where I went to Leyva. Oh wait, was it that I went to Leyva? No, we came back. We went there and we came back again later. So we stayed there for a while, and then from there we moved to another place on the east side, by Alum Rock, and then those were apartments, and that's where we learned how to swim because they have swimming pools. And whenever my mom was gone, we would go in the swimming pool and just play around. And by watching the other kids, we learned how to swim. And also, they had bikes too, and so they would let us try to ride their bikes, and that's how we learned how to ride bikes too. Me and my sisters. Um, they were My sisters were girls, but they were kind of like tomboyish. They liked doing guy stuff too, so they would pretty much do anything that we could do, for the most part. And then that's where I met Mr. Reeves and Mr. Maggi at that place, at that location, and both really good teachers. And from there, I think we moved back to the behind Tully Road to those condos again, but at a different location. And that's when I started going to Leyva, and my mom had already met my little brother's dad, and they were together and stuff. And he they stayed together for a while, and then things started going bad for them, because I don't know, maybe she caught him cheating or something, and I don't know what happened, but they started going bad for them. She left him, and then he came back, and then she left him again. He came back, and so when he came back and he finally stayed this time for a while, my sister pointed out to me that my middle sister pointed out to me that there was containers of water in the back behind the couches with candles and hair in it in the water, and like a bandana wrapped around it. And I seen it, and I tried to tell my mom, but she was not paying attention. So me and my sister got it, and we dumped out the water and turned off the candles and did stuff that we were not supposed to do. So we got in trouble. Apparently, later on we found out it was witchcraft, but we got in trouble for doing that. And then from there, basically, him and her didn't work out. He started doing stuff that she didn't want. He was bringing drugs into the house that she didn't want in the house, because we would get taken away from her. If the police caught him, we would get taken away from her. So my mom didn't want that. She told him to get the stuff out of the house, not to bring it back, because if she found it, she would flush it. And so he got it, took it out, and then it was white powder. We could figure out what that was back in the 80s. So he took it out, and then a few months later, he brought it back again, and I found it in his sock drawer, and I showed my mom, and she got it, and she flushed it, and that was not good, because at that point in time when she did that, he came back later to try to get some of that stuff to, I guess, sell it to somebody, and it was gone. And he asked her about it, and she told him what she did with it, and he commenced to beat her ass to the point where he almost killed her. He was beating her really bad. I was outside playing with my friends. I didn't know. My sister started screaming out the window that he was trying to kill her. So I ran inside, and I seen holes in the wall from where he had thrown her through the wall. The table was broken. He had thrown her under the table. And I got the bat, because I'm a 12-year-old, 11, 12-year-old, try to fight a grown man. So I grabbed a bat, and I went upstairs to try to fight or stop him from hurting my mom. And I seen all the holes in the walls as I was going up the stairs, and I I seen him dragging my mom into the room from her hair, and then he closed the door and locked it. And so I started to try to open the door, and I couldn't. So I started banging a hole into the door with the bat. I banged the hole, and I made a hole in the door, and I put my hand through the door, opened the door, and I swung at him, and I hit his arms because he blocked it. And by then, the neighbor that was next door came over and yanked the bat. He came into the house just to help out, I guess, and he yanked the bat out of my hand. And he says, "Get out of here! The police are on the way." So he told me to leave. So I left, and then I came back. Like I went and spent the night at one of my friend's house because I was like 10 or 12, and my friend let me do it. Let me spend the night over there. A little Filipino friend of mine that I knew, really cool guy. I think it was Richard or something like that. He was really cool. I don't remember his name all the way, but he helped me out. And so I stayed over there for a few days, and then I came back, and he was gone. He was in jail for what he did. And then we eventually moved out of there back to the place over there by Leyva. And that's behind the Chuck E. Cheese by Tully. And I started going to school there. That's where I was attracted to different girls, but I didn't have any money or any good clothes, so I would just watch them, like other people, get the girls that I wanted, and I wouldn't know how to talk to them because I didn't have a dad, so I didn't know how to talk to them and pick up on them. And it was rough, without a dad, without anyone to show you how to pick up or what to say or any of that stuff, and see girls that you really liked and couldn't really do nothing because you didn't know how to approach them and whatnot. And when you did approach and tried, your game was no good because you didn't know how to do it. So I tried to pick up on girls, but I didn't really know how to, and I didn't get too far. Later on in life, I learned better, listening and watching other guys, and so I picked up on it and started doing my own thing. What happened at Leyva? Leyva is also where our cousin, from a different marriage, so he was not blood related, he tried to rape us. He was like teenage, and we were all little kids. No, wait. That was before. Anyways, we told on him. He got caught. He got spanked. He attempted. I don't know if he got far with my sisters, but he didn't get too far with me. And he did attempt, but we, like I said, we told on him, and he got in trouble. He got spanked and whatnot. And we went on with life. Then from Leyva, that's where my mama got sick after he beat her, and he came back again. After he got out of jail, he came back again, and he found her. They found each other at a nightclub, and they started going out again. And then eventually, she found out he was cheating on her or something like that, and he beat her again. My mom got beat a lot, and because of that, I don't hit girls. I don't hit women. I'd rather walk away. I seen my mom get hit a lot for things that didn't really matter, should have never happened. Because back then the law was not the same as now, and men could get away with stuff like that, and now they can't. It was not cool to see that. Oh wait, it's gonna stop. There's more. I still have to tell you about when I met my girl and when we had kids and what she did to me and how she left with someone else and how I handled it. There's a lot more to say. My job situations, how they treated me. There's a lot more. But I don't have time right now. I'm gonna have to tell you some more tomorrow. Okay? You guys have a blessed day, and talk some more tomorrow. Or maybe later today. Okay, bye.